Here is Josh in Brick, New Jersey. Hey, Josh, I'm glad you called, sir. Hello.
Hello, Rush. Thank you for taking my call. I have a quick question for you. You said during the transition that we're living in very precarious times and Trump can't go out and knock Obama personally. Now that with all that's been revealed, and as you've pointed out, this Obama shadow government, which is beyond leaks, it's deeper than that.
Right.
Do you believe it's time for Trump to take off the gloves and go after Obama personally?
Not until they can actually find Obama fingerprints. I mean, it's Obama. You know that he's there. You know that he's got these 250 organizations. You know George Soros. But if you're going to do that, that's akin to going after the king. Not that Obama's still president, but you're going after the guy running a Democrat party. You better be able to have, without doubt, evidence. You better have conclusive evidence. There's another way of doing it, though, without doing it that way. The one thing, my buddy Andy McCarthy at National Review wrote a huge piece that has a central theme, and it is this, that Trump should release the transcript of the phone call between Flynn and the Russian ambassador. Because I've got two more stories here today at the top of my stack, of the Flynn stack. Two more stories, NBC and NPR, both quoting intelligence officials admitting they have no evidence to support the fact that Trump was working with the Russians. They have no evidence that the election was actually hacked. They have evidence that the Russians were trying. They have evidence that the Russians were meddling, but they don't have any evidence that the Russians had anything to do with the outcome of the election. And they don't have any evidence, and they've heard the call. Officials who have heard the call, according to NPR and NBC, are saying that there is no evidence that Flynn discussed the lifting of sanctions. It's not even clear who made the call. Some say that the Russian ambassador made the call. NSA was monitoring him because the Russians, the NSA monitors our enemies. I mean, they're tapping and monitoring his phone calls, and that's how they heard about this. And what it looks like is that the Russian ambassador kept bringing things up, and Flynn didn't commit to anything, but they were able to say Flynn was discussing with the Russian ambassador. This whole thing, folks, is just dirty, filthy. But they own the narrative on it. They've been able to create this narrative. But now, in the aftermath, here come these two news reports. There's no evidence that this happened. No evidence here. Release that tape. If they release the transcript of that tape, and everybody can read it and hear it and discover that there was none of what has been alleged, that would be the same as exposing, not maybe Obama, but the shadow government. People that are out there doing what they can to undermine Trump.